volume all the way up? I mean, oh, no, that's volume's got to stay down. If it's bright enough. Hello, everybody. It is April 12, a new day in Macomb County. My name is Mark Forton, and I'm the Unchained Macomb County activist. I want to talk to you today. Everybody's asking. I'm sorry, all of you that have called and sent texts. I'm going to try to work on that best I can. I've just been very busy today answering calls, so on and so forth. I want to talk about this convention last night very briefly as I can. But before I do, I want you to know that it was Facebook Lived and here and there. And you got to see it because it's a perfect example of what I've been fighting, and that is this convention of states. There's some wonderful friends out there. Many of you are wonderful people, and you want to have a convention of states in order to solve 2 or 3 of our major problems in America. I've been fighting that. I mean, I've been preoccupied, but I've always been against it. And last night was a perfect example why. The state party had rules for that convention, 20-some pages. Read them all real good. And that purpose of that convention was for the election of precinct delegates to go to the state convention in order to select the Republican nominees in the fall for various races, Attorney General, Secretary of State. You know the drill, right? So anyway, that's the purpose of the convention, no other. They want a convention of states with certain purposes, no other. But when you get a convention together with delegates, that convention can do anything they choose to do. And that's what they did last night. They used the opportunity to overthrow the current Macomb County Republican Party. They could not wait till fall. It had to be done now. All of our elected officials, every one of them, voted to move us out. They did it because we want an audit, because we know that Donald Trump won the election. That's why they did it. They cannot stand the continual push to make them try to do something. We want this election decertified. Now there's a petition out there to decertify it. Sign that petition. Don't worry about the other ones are designed to fail. Sign that petition. We can decertify this election. But that's why we were thrown out. Well, it's part of the reason. The elected officials wanted us thrown out. Primarily for that reason, but there's another reason. Stan Grott, Eric Castiglia, Michonne Maddock, Lisa McLean, Matt DePerno, Don and Barb Van Sickle. They worked together to do this. Matt DePerno was convinced by Eric Castiglia and the rest of them, the Macomb County Party, the party that endorsed him, the party, the 2 individuals, especially one, Lisa Mankiewicz, got him endorsed by the president. They had to go. They had to go in order for him to get all the delegates. Well, we're going to see what happens with Macomb County delegates, because guess what? They threw us out. They were successful. Now they got their delegates. Oh, brother. Wait till you see what happens. I mean, these people are amazing. So anyway, if our children's future was not at stake, this would be funny as hell. It really would. But anyway, they all worked together to do this. Another part of the thing that's terrible is no freedom of speech. What I did, I didn't realize, too busy doing so many things, I didn't realize the plan until just a few days before the convention. So what I did, we had to have an agenda, right? The state party sends you sample agendas, sample calls to convention and all that. So I took the sample agenda and I modified it for our county, which is a county split by 2 districts. And I also inserted a most terrible thing. If I whisper it, I put in a chairman's report just before the election of permanent chair. Those of you who may be familiar, the convention starts with the current chair, which was me. And that is a temporary position. And you do a couple of certain things, temporary appointments, and you then have the election for permanent chair. The permanent chair is the chairman then that conducts the entire convention. All right? But I knew the plan was much more than that. It was like what they're planning for the CONCON, the Convention of States. You get the delegates all together, and then you can do what you dang well please, as long as you can win permanent chair, which they did do. They've been planning this for a number of weeks, and they've had special meetings, Stan Grott and Eric Castiglia, two longtime enemies. They planned having events that were by invitation only and getting delegates together and telling them how terrible we are, ineffective, all kinds of accusations, or Democrats, they're libertarians, or whatever. So I chose to try to insert a chairman's report in there because I felt that what was going on, the delegates who elected our board 2 years, what is it, this term, they elected our board, they had a right to get the other side. There was all kinds of accusations spread among all of them. I felt I had a right to defend myself, that they had to know what's been going on and what their board has achieved. Immediately at the beginning of the convention, when they read that, Stan and a bunch of them, they started carrying on. Oh, Robert's Rules of Orders don't allow this. So they went on and on and on. And I didn't care. I fought it I didn't clock it, but it had to be nearly an hour. It was loud, it was raucous, they kept screaming. I'd stop and just hold the thing, wait for them to get quiet down a little, did the best I could. I got a certain amount of information out, but then it was interesting too. Freedom of speech don't count, okay? Robert's Rules of Order was not written to deny freedom of speech. You have motions and seconds, and then you discuss the motion, okay? But they wanted to make motions to shut me up. But I'm sorry, I have been accused of a pile of crap, and I was determined to let those delegates know what we actually have done. I'll go to kind of the end real quick. So they throw us out, calling the fact that we were incompetent. Now, this incompetent board that they threw out is the first board in Macomb County history to win a majority of the county commission and the countywide races. Okay, the only countywide race we did not win, was one that was not up, the county executive. That's a great office that we don't need. And then the sheriff. Everything else we won. Okay, that's a real sign of incompetence. The ones that called us Democrats, that's really fun. Oh boy, we're a bunch of Democrats and we took the county for the Republicans for the first time. I bet the Democrats would give me money to be chairman. So anyway, the clown they got did a bad job on his map. Now we got a new map. But anyway, but that's why they threw us out. And I was not allowed to speak. And during the process, we have a really great guy. He ran for Washington Township Clerk, a real hero. This guy's a trip. He got his butt beat pretty good. His name is Michael Kaminskas, okay? He left to the back of the room, came back bragging and carrying on about how he unplugged the microphone, which we did. I thought, see, this is the thing what Mashawn's right. I am stupid. Because I sit there and I do things right. Okay? I sit there and I let the opposition talk. I got advice from people that hate me, all this kind of stuff. See, we don't operate that way. The idea of going back and cutting off a mic wouldn't even occur to me. It occurs to these people. They think of that crap all the time. Also, Don Van Sickle. He's been a friend forever. He is a very smart guy. This was not a mistake. A very smart guy, and he organized the convention for us. You know, all the tables got to be here, there, the volunteers, they got to do all that stuff. We needed 27 volunteers, by the way. And that's not a problem. 27 is not a problem for us. It was a problem for the 9th District Chair, though, Michelle Smith, who's now running for the House. She tried to put on a fundraiser with Eric Castiglia's help, and they couldn't do it because they didn't have enough volunteers for dinner. But we're incompetent, right? We're the incompetent bunch. So anyway, so they're turning off the mic, they're screaming, they're carrying on, this and that. Another thing that really hurt me, he's an acquaintance, I respect him a lot, is Pete Lucido, our prosecutor. He was there. He normally doesn't go to things like that much, but he was there. Now, Pete Lucido's been beat up something awful by Stan Grott. Stan Grott, they had some kind of election a long time ago. I was unaware of it. I wasn't involved at that time. And I guess Stan Grott worked him over big time. And because I was associated with Stan Grott for a while, when I came back to politics after 10 years, Stan is in the middle of the Romeo Tea Party. And I'm thinking, man, oh man, I knew he was a party guy. He always was a party guy. But gee whiz, he's learned a lot. He's been there all the time. I used to go to the meetings, so on and so forth. And here he's recruiting precinct delegates and everything else. And I got involved. And here we wind up, a couple of years later, I wind up chairman and so on and so forth. Found out he's the same Stan Grott. It always was. This guy's something else. I feel sorry for the people of Shelby. I know businesses that are afraid of this guy. And you should have seen his performance last night. It was incredible. You'd think you were in communist Poland prior to Poland becoming free. He'd have been a government guy, boy. He was in charge over there. They were whipping up their people. It was crazy. But anyway, Pete Lucido is our prosecutor. And all of our struggling, declaring, I did get out that all these lies were going on. I had a right to defend myself to the very people that elected the board in the first time. Not just elected myself, but defending the whole board. See, they had to get rid of the whole board. If they removed Lisa and I, then the next board meeting, they might put us back in. So they had to take everybody out. So they took us out based on incompetence. I did get out there that the whole fact that there's all this crap and I needed to defend myself, and our prosecutor couldn't stand up and say, wait a minute. This man has a right to speak. Regardless of Robert's rules or order or what, you're accused of something. What if the accusation would have been murder? I mean, what the hell? We have freedom of speech, ladies and gentlemen, and our Republicans are stopping it the same as Democrats. Do you think Zuckerberg is just doing it, shutting up us, Republicans in general? No, he's shutting up Republicans that are arguing against Republicans. This is the time to argue against Republicans. It's pre-primary. We come together and kiss each other on the lips after August, right? This is amazing. And I'm one that's had it. And do you think they're going to shut me up? Are you kidding me? Never going to happen. Lisa and I are going to fight this. We're fighting for our children and yours to the end. They refuse to acknowledge the fact that this state was shut down unconstitutionally, businesses destroyed, people killed, medicines that work denied to people. They refuse, our Republicans refuse to do a damn thing about it. Well, we're doing something about it. I'm running for 9th District Chair. We're going to take out this state party. We can need 13 good people. Get out there and run for district chair in February. And we're going to change this place. And I'll tell you what, we're going to change it before February, though. Big things are happening this year. Big things. This stuff is growing too big. The kettle is boiling. The top is ready to blow off. There's all this stuff going on around the world. We have the Ukraine thing. We have the laptop thing. We have the Biden thing. You think Biden runs anything? This guy can't wipe his butt. Okay? So Biden, all this stuff is blowing up. Durham report, putting Supreme Court justices on that can't tell if they're a man or a woman. I mean, give me a break. Look at Romney. This is a perfect Republican. Him and them two other ones. George Romney votes for a woman that doesn't know whether she's a woman or not, or what a woman is or not. Now, that means Romney don't know. But Romney's got kids. He must have knew at some time or another. I mean, this is crazy, this stuff. And what's allowed to happen? Where is our legislature? How come we have House Bill 550? How come we have Lisa McClain voting for 550 that streamlines the information so everywhere that you go in America, a cop pulls you over, right? You did 5 over. You get the license plate, he checks it on a computer. He sees on there, oh, unvaccinated. Okay, drag the guy in, pull out the needle. These people are step by step by step taking away every right we've ever had. And if we don't change it soon, this is a year to change it. This gets embedded too deep. There's no turning the ship of state around. We got to work on it, folks. We're not quitting. So I don't know. I think DePerno hung himself, and I don't care. What we have to do, that's up to you guys. I still say watch those debates because it's clear who the best person is. But we're hoping and praying. In fact, it's more than hoping and praying. Christina Caramo, did you see the rally how we were here, it's just over in our backyard. Of course, we weren't invited or nothing, except Christina got us a ticket. Anyway, I was up in the, behind the president there, but up way high at the top. Okay? And I'm telling you something. When that woman got up to speak to that convention, you'd swear the roof was going to blow off. Christina Caramo's the real deal. She's intelligent, she knows what's going on, and the people love her. And then later, when the president got there and he brought her up, oh man, the president was amazed. It was just unbelievable. So all you folks that are worried about a rotten convention that's not true, we know. We have, what was I thinking? Oh, we had a canary in the coal mine. It's called Christina Caramo. The best candidate for Secretary of State Michigan's ever had. She's wonderful. She's intelligent. She's got plans. She knows what's going on. If that woman does not get through the convention, it's a rigged convention. I'm here to tell you right now. I will prophesy to you that the convention's okay if she gets through it. If she don't, it's rigged. Telling you that right now, because those competition for her, you talk about lightweight, isn't even nothing to do with it. Now, anyway, we have another issue here now because I got a call today from our new county party chair, a little concerned about the money. Now, he's going to get the checking accounts, okay, and naturally, which is something that was never left to us. We were left in debt when we see, these politicians, they don't care about nothing, but boy, there's grassroots money there. Wow, there's little people money there. We got to get our mitts on it. So anyway, the office is paid for till the end of the year, but they don't like that, see, because there's party money. There's the party money intermingled in there. So they're going to try to come after us for the money. They're going to do research because, we got to get this right. So people might question it. Well, the people questioning it's the elected officials. They can't stand the idea that we got a voice and that we paid for the office. We paid for the office. We never really dreamed we'd lose this thing last night. We paid for the office to get it out of the way, all the debt out of the way, except for, electric, stuff like that. So we can focus, everything we raise after that, we can spend on candidates after the primary. There was a plan. The less you clear the head, and Michonne knows I got to clear my head. But anyway, the less you clear your head of issues, the better you are in your goals, right? So anyway, many people, the majority, all that money, by the way, was small people's money. We put a slide up on the screen with all the elected officials in Macomb County that are members, $50 a year, of the Macomb County Republican Party. There was 6 of them. 6. The money we had, 6 $50 checks. Except for Doug Wozniak, who was currently a senator. Doug Wozniak gave it $500 somewhere around a year or so ago. That's it, folks. Everything we had is all little people, and much of it were people that came to our office. I don't want to give to the party. I want to give to this office. I like what you're doing here, which we are doing a lot here. Moms for Liberty meet here. A bunch of groups meet here. They gave it for that purpose. It had to go into the campaign fund because that's how you pay your rent, is out of the campaign fund. So now, according to the new leadership, who all of a sudden is very concerned about money, it's intermingled. So we're going to see what happens. Yeah, it's intermingled. You guys, maybe you're not as old as me, but there was a game early on in computerdom. There's a dark screen, and there was Pac-Man. Well, we got the little people money there, see, and we got to have Pac-Man. The new county chairman, Eric Castiglia, has a PAC, and it's called Brighter Michigan PAC. Brighter Michigan. Anyway, we kind of like the money, and we don't care where it comes from. So they get to silence us. They figure they can close the office. They figure they can grab the money. All this kind of stuff, and get a big pain in the butt for Michonne out. Congratulations, Michonne. You think you won. Have a good time. Anyway, we're going to correct a whole lot of things, and now we're free to do it. Because now we can have fundraisers. and so on. We have to, naturally set up accounts and make everything proper. But we're going to have fundraisers, and guess what we can do with the money? We can spend it in the primary. We are no longer the official Macomb County Republican Party, not bound by the rules of this wonderful and glorious and honest state party. So we can do all the dishonest stuff. We could get money and give it to a good candidate in the primary to help them get through. One last thing before we go is our wonderful clerk, Tony Ferlini, who this office elected, who admitted to us this office elected. Tony Ferlini is the Republican clerk of Macomb County. Eric Ferlini has found ways, of course he's totally innocent, it's not him, but he has found ways to throw Melissa Carone, a hero in this state, off the ballot. We only have a couple more days to go. He's thrown her off the ballot in Macomb County. This guy is a trip. I could make this a lot longer, but we won't. The fact is that he, a Republican, threw a Republican candidate off the ballot. Oh, by the way, it just happens that a real good friend is running against her, and this clears the way for him. It's amazing how this works. But then again, I'm saying this, that's a sin. I'm being divisive. I'm dividing the party. Tony's not dividing the party. I'm dividing the party. Well, if that's the way it is, that's the way it is. But we're thinking that maybe if Melissa's not on the ballot in the fall, maybe Tony should be. So we're going to check that out, see what's required to help get him on the ballot. So don't forget now, if you have given to the Macomb County Republican Party for the purpose of an office and you want your money back, you email this email address, donvansickle.net. It's don@vansickle.net. That's don@vansyckel.net. Gentleman named Lucari got his money back from us by demanding it. And if it's not used for your purpose, you should get it back. So if you did do that, send Don an email. He's a great guy. He's been a friend a long time. Anyway, God bless all of you. God bless America. Please pray for the main issues we're facing today. Because of an illegal administration, we have what? Name it. The gas prices, the this, the that. Pray for our country. But also, we're facing a war in Ukraine that I believe our people, our deep state, is causing. It's, what's his name? Biden. Good old Biden. It's not him. It's Obama. It's the money laundering going on in Ukraine. That's why we're being sucked into it. And I think Russia might be sucked into it too. So we got to pray for our country, pray for our people, pray for the Ukrainian people, pray for the Russian people, pray for the leaders of Russia, so that the Lord keeps them from doing anything that He doesn't not want them to do. We have to clean up our country, folks. I'm sick of our country feeding organizations like Wounded Warriors. Our leaders are causing this, and our leaders got to be changed. God bless all of you. See you soon.